Audience can help me.
Be on your best behavior.
That's right. Mute your mics.
So we haven't met each other yet, correct?
No, we'll get to that in a second.
Just want to make sure.
Yep. So I'm going to share a map here for you real quick. So there is... Let me reshare it. Let me know when you can see that. Do you guys see the Forgotten Realms wide view map?
Not yet.
Not yet.
No.
There we
There
go.
it is.
There it is.
Weird, I had to share it twice. Okay, so this is basically the known realms, right? On this map. I'm going to pop up this layer here real quick, and I'll show you where the majority of your adventure is going to be taking place. You should be able to see the bright pink square.
Yep.
Dalelands.
Dalelands. Yeah.
So it's going to be in the Dalelands around the Cormanther forest, kind of by the Moonsea. Yeah,
Hey.
so not really on the Sword Coast.
Cool.
Nice to be someplace different.
Yes.
Yeah, this is kind of old school Forgotten Realms, right? When everything early on and back in the day in 2E used to kind of focus over here more in this area around the Moonsea.
All right. Cool.
All right, so specifically, and I'm going to share this to you right now because you're going to very shortly get the map anyways. And let me know if you can see that.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Looks good.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so where you're going to be starting is east of Hillsfar, on the coast of the Moonsea, just inset from it in a town called Elventree.
Okay.
It's on the edge of the Darkwoods, in the Cormanther Forest. Like this. Basically, this whole rough area I just put on the map is the Cormanther Forest, give or take.
Okay.
And that's where the bulk of what we're going to be doing is going to be taking places. We're going to be moving outside of it once in a while, but that's where most of what we're doing is going to be at. So have you guys had a chance to read any of the background as far as, okay. So, the big thing to really pay attention to with that long paragraph there is, the whole area is in flux because roughly a year ago, the Netherese flying city of the Lantar basically returned from the Shadowfell. And they re-engaged over time with their war. When they came out, they reappeared in the Anarok Desert, tried to rebuild their empire, got into a war with the the elves from Drannor, who had just rebuilt their city 100 years ago after lying in ruin for thousands of years. And the city, the flying city, was run by their leader called the Shadow Lord, or he's basically was an archlich, kind of on par with Vecna, like real serious dude, somebody that you didn't really want to mess with, and he was trying to drain the source of the power in Drannor to help him ascend into godhood. And during the battle that took place, the flying city. And this is all canon Forgotten Realms, so I'm just kind of summarizing this here. During the war, they kind of positioned themselves right over Drannor so they could, bombard them from above. And the Archlich originally, eventually made his appearance on the field of battle inside of the city of Drannor, and there were over 200 mages and harpers that were trying to fight him, and nobody could stop this archlich. He was mowing everybody down left and right. And eventually the Archmage Elminster, I'm sure you've heard of him if you know anything about Forgotten Realms. He destroyed the Mythalar which is kind of like a Spelljammer helm. The closest thing I could describe it as something that kept, but on a grander scale, that kept the floating city aloft. And he destroyed it and basically pulled the float. He had no choice. It was the only thing. The best outcome was mutual destruction. Because he couldn't let the evil loose on the world, and he couldn't let this lich gain godhood. So he destroyed the Mythalar that kept the flying city aloft, and it crashed down in the Drannor, the rebuilt city, destroying its mythal, and then, yes, Malik, as well, and basically destroying his city, destroying Drannor and destroying the Shadowfell city of Thult Lantlar. And if I'm bastardizing the pronunciation, I apologize. But so the whole place got buried in rubble. Buildings on top of buildings. The forest surrounding it was destroyed. There was rubble cast for miles around the destruction site. And in this act, the Mythalar inside of the flying city shattered. And also the mythal inside of Drannor, its protective wards were stressed to the point of no return, and it also blew up. So you had the mutual destruction of that. And what this has caused a like a thinning of the veil between the worlds, and between the planes. So there are places where, for instance, the Shadowfell might leak into the forest. There are places where there might be demons from the abyss, or devils from the nine hells being able to find a thin spot in this thinness in the veil between worlds, or even maybe something from another world completely, like maybe something from Greyhawk has leaked through into the Forgotten Realms, since it's all kind of like combined with D&D lore over the last 50 or 60 years. So that's what's going on here. And it's supreme chaos. I mean, there are refugees from the Elven Kingdom. There are refugees from Shadowvar. Hillsfar has gotten sick and tired of all the shades and all the elves and all the people fleeing the destruction of the city, and they've gone completely back into their racist beginnings, and they've cast all non-humans out of their city. All strung out between Hillsfar and Elventree. There are camps of elves and of the Shadowvar that are survivors, though they're not out in the open there, but they're there, and all kinds of other groups in the area that are trying to also exploit and profit off the chaos that has occurred. So we're roughly a year later after this. Each of you, from where you're from, has cause, and I've told you each what the reason is to individually to go to Elventree. And if you've read the introduction, if you haven't yet, please do at some point. You all roughly arrive around the same time. It's around noon. You've just recently arrived at the Elventree Inn. You're traveling at the bequest of the mysterious patron, or what else I may have told you individually, who offered you money and all expense paid travel to simply listen to her offer in person. So each of you has a unique skill that she sought you out for, or a unique background, or something that you can bring to what she has in mind, and you have been sworn to the utmost secrecy. So immediately upon entering the inn, each of you were ushered in by the barmaid that works there to a quiet table in the corner, and you were offered food and drink while waiting for everybody else to filter in, and eventually you're all there. You also have gotten lodging at the inn free of charge. It was paid for by your patroness, and everybody that's arrived has been given the same treatment. So you're now sitting at the table. You're all together. You're enjoying your food and drink, and you're kind of in that moment of awkward silence where the last has arrived, and you really have no idea what you're supposed to be doing there. So you're sitting at the table individually. You're surrounded by complete strangers, and there's no sign of the person you're actually supposed to meet yet. So what are you going to do? And let me show you that. Just share a little image for you. And just kind of for atmosphere inside of the inn. Again, more AI art. Are you guys able to see that?
Yeah, nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
Okay, and then I'm going to share a map for you here and let me know when you can see that. Bear with me. No, and I guess I should share this for you too, real quick, just so you can kind of see what the city looks like itself. It's kind of nestled into the trees and so on and so forth, with a lot of the structures built into the tree.
Very nice.
You guys can see that. I
Looks good.
assume.
Yep.
Okay. And now this tavern that you're at is actually on the outskirt of town. It is not in town. It's kind of set up by some of the camps that have put themselves out there, kind of close to Elven Tree without being in there, to take advantage of people coming in and out of the city, and kind of as a way stop for them. And it's a newer tavern. So, all right. Are you guys able to see that? Might take a second to load.
It's
Starting
loading.
to load. I see some tokens. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Excuse me.
Okay, so there's a few people in the bar other than yourself. There's a barkeep, a dwarven barkeep, a few elves and half elves sitting around the bar. The barmaid is an elf. There's a bard sitting over by the fire on a bench strumming a tune. And there are just a couple other random patrons and one kind of veiled, shadowy figure at the far corner of the table opposite of you in the tavern. So there's the five of you here. It's probably a good time to get to know each other, since you're going to have to work together. So why don't you guys go ahead and one at a time kind of, describe yourself, who you are, why you were hired, and a little something about your character. Don't all jump at once. All right. Malik, you're first.
Okay.
And then we'll go clockwise around the table.
Hello. Well met, everyone. My name is Malik. I'm a scholar from one of the human cities, but I haven't spent much time there. Does anyone know anything about our patron that's hired this? I assume it's we're all researchers here. It's probably of an academic nature.
Oh, who cares? It pays well.
Great.
Says the dwarf.
Yep.
I didn't catch your name.
Malik.
Me?
Malik?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm Kale. So I guess I was from the west a little bit. I was brought on just with my proficiency with the bow and try to keep you guys on track to where we're supposed to go, which I don't know yet. I'm you can see by appearance I'm an elf. I wear like dull drab colors, mostly browns and tans and that. There's a
Rounded.
bow over my shoulder, slight build, and I know as much as you guys.
Well met, Kale and Cuck.
I'm Cluck, the protector. I come from the Earth Spur Mountains east of here. I know not why we're here, other than it supposedly pays well. I am I am willing to go along with this journey, even though I seem to be the only one here who is capable of withstanding the horde. I would do my best to protect you, if the pay is well. And you guys see a dwarf that is not armored, carrying a great axe. He is a bit rough around the edges. You see that he's looked around the table at you guys. His eyes are kind of shifty's not the right word, but he's just kind of taking in the surroundings. Short, but very muscular. Obviously, you can see he's bald with a tattooed head, brown beard, brown eyes. Like I said, his whole purpose here, he says, is to increase my fame and earn some coin.
Oh, that's good to hear, Cuck. So there's a horde in this in this uh in this expedition. I was sure this was going to be some kind of academic.
I can tell you're not from around this area. The Earthspur hills far. Be careful, little one. They're everywhere. Be on your toes. They will come out when you least expect them.
So Vapor says, well, Cuck is the serious one in the group. So Vapor stands up and very quickly, without really you guys seeing how fast he can do this, he kind of grabs his lute and starts strumming along with the bard that's in the corner there and says, I'm here to inspire this group. I'm here to support. I bring song, I bring dance, I bring storytelling. Sounds like we have a group here of variety of different skills and good opportunity for us to make an impact in the world.
Don't forget the booze.
And the booze. So he holds up his drink, and he wants to toast the entire group to us and to success. And he drinks.
Raises his glass.
Here.
I am Prayton, and you look and you see that his he's an elf, but his pallor is like gray and almost like a corpse. And you see like shadows seem to flit about him, acting of their own accord almost. And he says, "I'm here to help escort things from this life, Cuck. I will help. I'll make sure they go to the right place as you send them off. And if any of you need to be relieved of your mortal coil, I'll help you on your way." And then I also collect memories. So if you want to share something, I can sequester it with the Raven Queen, so it'll be in safekeeping. And then you will be remembered through your memories.
That's very fascinating, Prayton. I collect herbs. I wonder if I might find you some herbs that would improve your memory so you could collect them more efficiently.
As Cook packs his great axe, your memories live on through your deeds.
And what is your best memory of a deed, Sir Cuck?
I will regale you of one. I was but a young boy, out in the wilds, taken by slavers, pinned in a cage. But they forgot to take the firewood. They came to take us. The slaver was coming the next day. They came to take us the next day. I grabbed the piece of wood and I slew them. and free the prisoners. Cook, the protector.
That is a good memory, Cook. Thank you for sharing. How about you, Vepper? You have some memories to share.
Yes, I guess. And he pulls out his lute again. He starts playing some very soft music as he starts regaling the group of his exploits of working various towns for money, playing and singing. Um, he mentions that he likes games of chance. Sometimes it turns out to be a success, and other times it does not. Um,
Oh, I like you. I like you a lot.
So he grabs, and he also seems to appear to like his drink very much. Vapor does. So he drinks. He drinks with Cuck again and the group. Takes another drink. Um, and I'll learn over time what type of music and words can inspire the group as we venture into
I
the
like
unknown.
funeral dirges myself.
And all of a sudden, he starts strumming into a more somber type of requiem type music for Creighton. So he can change his style of song and music to fit the group as needed.
Okay, so at about this moment, the barmaid kind of wanders on over here and asks if you all would like another round of drinks.
2 more.
For sure.
I'd still be nursing mine yet.
Alrighty, lads, I'll be right back with your order. And she wanders over to the bar. So at this point in time, let's test this to see if this works. I need a perception check from everybody. One thing I also want to point out is all rolls, unless I tell you otherwise, for skill checks need to be in the tower. Okay.
Oh yeah, that sounds good. I just have to find my. Oh, there's my tower.
All right. I'm gonna hold on. Hold, wait a second.
Sorry.
All right. I want to see if this works first. So let me see if this works. We're gonna do a perception check. I want to see if my new extension here works.
I'm still in a very somber mood from
Did you guys get a
Vapor's
prompt?
Oh, it
Yes.
did.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So can we roll right off of that?
Yeah,
Like the
there's a roll. No, there's a roll button in there. All you should have to do is hit it.
Oh, and it goes to the tower.
Oh,
Okay.
sweet.
straight to the tower.
Very nice.
Yeah, I might not have toggled it fast enough, but that's all good. All right.
Oh, that's handy.
Wow. All right.
Pray 10, do you remember your mother?
Okay, so Malik and Vapor.
Oh.
You kind of notice that one of the patrons, the lady sitting directly here. Let me just do this. This one right here. You can see that, right?
Yes.
Okay, this lady right here, she kind of seems to be a little off. Like she's been paying casually, like, passively and casually paying attention to what's going on over at your table. You almost feel like she's kind of been watching you. So now, the two of you, can you also please make me an insight check in the tower?
Sure.
Which two?
The two that, sorry,
Vapor and
Vapor and
Malik?
Malik. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. You want a perception in the tower, right?
Insight.
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 There we go. All right, insight. Tower.
Okay, Vapor, you are 100% positive that she is specifically watching you. There is not a shadow of doubt in your mind.
Do I get the impression she's trying to listen to the conversation as well, or just watching us?
She's a little too close to the bard to be able to actually hear what you're saying because, he's
Okay.
playing kind of a loud tune and she's situated, right by the bench. But she, you'll notice she is seated to be able to watch that table. And she's
Right.
been paying attention kind of what's going on. Unfortunately, she also notices that you kind of have caught on to her, watching her. And at that moment, she actually kind of casually gets up, finishes her drink, walks over here, tosses, looks like a silver piece to the barkeep, and walks out the door, or starts to walk out the door. I'll give pause here and see if you want to inform everybody else at the table of what you've noticed, or if you want to let her walk out the door, and then we'll go on from there.
Well, if she's, my initial thought was to try to let the group know, by standing up and walking around like, "Hey, can I get someone more drinks?" And while I was bending over them, letting them know that the woman across the way was trying to catch out, or was noticing us and was watching us. I was try to do a kind of
And that's fair. I got a little ahead of myself there, and I should have asked you that before she actually
yeah.
started.
So I would get up and I kind of say a little loud. Anybody else want drinks? And Vapor will stand up and kind of lean over to Cuck, and he'll just mention that the woman across the way has been watching us, and I'll do the same thing with at least Kale. I really won't go against the grain and go towards Prayton, no, but I'll try to get at least the other two um, to notice
Okay.
her.
All right. So, and that's fine. And you can definitely do that as she's kind of like, watching you and getting up and going over to tip the barkeep. Sorry, the barmaid. So everybody but Prayton, since he was the only one that you couldn't really get to, as she is leaving, we'll skip back forward here a little bit here. And as she is leaving, why don't you go ahead and give me a, you know what? I think I could do it this way. Everybody, but I'm still learning this tool, so give me
Oh
one
no,
second.
please!
Oh no, man, this is good.
It's very good.
I think I could do this everybody but Prayton this way.
Okay.
Yeah, it worked. You didn't get
Okay.
a pop up,
Go
did you,
out.
Prayton?
No, I didn't. Cool.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well,
All
there
right.
we go.
Malik and Nuck, you see as she's leaving the end, kind of underneath her cloak as she walks by, it kind of billows a little bit in the breeze as she turns and walks towards the door. It kind of reveals a bit of a flash of a pendant on her breast that was concealed by her cloak. And it looks like this, and I'm going to share it for everybody. But yeah.
Ah. Is it okay to recognize that?
Well, maybe. I'm going to have, we're going to do a check for that in a second.
Kind of cool because I think I recognize it, but I'm not sure. Oh. All right. But I will attempt to
So,
rack my brain and see if I recognize.
right. So, Cuck and Malik immediately for the right now, unless you're going to kind of describe the symbol to everybody else in the party. I'll leave that up to you with what you want to do.
I just want to know if I recognize it. I'm not sure that I want to, It might be her business, right?
Cook.
Yeah.
Cook said it's jewelry.
Right. Cook, you noticed it too. It's but I think it's more than that. It's a sign of like belonging to a club.
Huh.
Cuck
Okay.
only knows one type of club.
It just means that people are interested in us.
So
Kind of want to do a check to see if I recognize.
yeah, you guys, it's a history check, and I'll request it right now. Just trying to figure out. All right, that's what the
Yeah,
DC
it's
is.
interesting though when you did it when you specified who to do it. It went in the chat box in the dialogue box.
Yeah, it shouldn't
you
do that because I
go
have it toggled
individually,
on.
It goes to the tower.
Okay, let's see what we got here.
Oh, your stone cunning doesn't apply to that, but it's irrelevant.
I am positive I know what that is. I've seen that in my studies.
Yes, you absolutely know what it is.
And but I have to ask, human player. Is that the yes? Okay. That's what I thought. Yep. Yep.
And
My
Malik,
friend,
you're human, right?
I am both human and elven. My mother was a human. This is not a good thing in these times.
Oh.
One of the reasons.
And you also know exactly. You have background about them, like a basic background about them. You can share it with the party if you want to. If not, I'll whisper it just to you.
I'll lean in and share what I know and say, we are watched.
Okay.
Yes. The eyes of the Zentarim are upon us. Just a faction with their own goals.
All right.
Yep.
Can you see the note just popped up?
Yes.
Okay, so the Zentarum, previously known as the Black Network, was a mercenary company and greater mercantile organization in Farron. Over their 200 years of existence, they have had a storied history as a cadre of self-serving thieves, spies, assassins, malevolent wizards. For a time, they were indentured by their leaders to serve the dark gods Bane and Cyric. Over the decades, the organization experienced several leaps and bounds in terms of successes, but also major misfortune, particularly for their historical strongholds around the Moonsea. Currently, the Zentarum are headquartered in the western heartlands at Darkhold Castle, nestled in the valley of the same name. Rumor has it that the Zentarum are seeking to regain a foothold once again near the Moonsea, but thus far have been repeatedly thwarted by the harbors.
There we go.
Dude, bad news.
So when I hear these guys discussing about this pin they saw, I'm gonna just kind of pull up my cloak a little bit and make myself a little inconspicuous.
Alrighty. So as you're talking and enjoying your drink, a few minutes later, door opens to the inn, and let me remove her token.
Takes all kinds.
And a figure starts to approach you from the doorway. And I will share this with you.
Oh,
Hey, yeah.
interesting.
So, You basically see a kind of a whitish gray-haired tabaxi. You've all been a little well-traveled. You've all heard of the tabaxi, the cat people, from some of the jungled forests throughout Farron. But anyways, he's wearing a cloak, and he's kind of tall, and he's got a brace of daggers strapped to his chest, and he's wearing leather armor, and he walks straight over to you with intent.
Cool. I will make some room. Say, please, sir, have a seat.
So
No.
he pulls up a chair and sits down, and he says,
Backs
"Well
up.
met, well met, all.
Well met.
Shadows protect you.
My name is Rain in the Night," and he has kind of choppy speech. You can definitely tell that he is common is not his primary language. But you can call me Knight. It's much easier. I want to thank you all for coming. And then he throws a sack of coins out on the table. As promised, here is your payment. Now,
Cleans back into the table.
now you all know that you are supposed to meet a woman here, and this is clearly not a woman.
Can I do an insight and see like if he's up and up?
Oh, absolutely. Go ahead and roll it in the tower. You are 100% sure he is being as transparent as he can be so far.
Okay. I'm still gonna be wary of him. Okay.
Parcels. I just drag it over to the party sheet inventory.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you for the gracious welcome, Mr. Knight. When do we meet our patroness?
I gotta adjust that because there's 5 of you. You were promised 50 gold pieces each. Okay. So that's in the party sheet. I'm going to assume you want to go ahead and split that up.
Sure.
See, how can you do that? You just add it. I'll just add it.
There's a way.
He-
No, I got it.
You just
He
hit a
can do it.
button. Yeah.
Is it the top left, like, coin button?
It should. It's hard to describe. It should be up in that window by the coin where it
It should
distributes
be
it.
like disperse to the party or something like that, if I remember.
Is it on the bottom left?
Maybe below the coins.
Boom.
There you go.
There you
All
go.
right, got it.
That works.
Thank you. All right. So you should have, yep, you do have 50 extra gold pieces each. Okay. So,
Nice. Why are you here and not the lady?
well, sir, the lady is indisposed at the moment. Lady Twilight is taking care of some very important business near the ruins of Drannor, several days west of here, if you follow the main road, that is.
Well, I guess that's okay. We got the coin.
I am her right hand man, or cat, if you will, and
Oh, yeah.
I am the second in command in the region of our organization, the Harpers. And she is the leader in this area. And then at this point in time, why don't you guys all? I'll request it actually in the. I'm sure you're going to know this because this is a super easy roll, but I'm going to go ahead and make you roll for it just in case you all roll ones.
Okay. All right.
You know how
I'm
it
gonna
is.
lean in and whisper something to him. So I'll whisper to you.
The dice make it fun.
Okay.
That and I want to play with my new toy. Yeah, pretty much everybody but the barbarian knows.
The effects of the alcohol.
Well, wait. Actually, I missed one. Did that even roll in the tower?
No,
No.
it rolled
No,
out
it rolled
in the open.
That's weird. Actually, everybody but Kale, well, you would know. You would have to know for obvious reasons. So Kale passes. Cuck does not. Everybody else does. It was a DC 10, but Kale gets a bit of a bonus to that one.
Cook's looking at his coin.
Okay. Yeah.
Is
So,
that who the harpers are? Is that it? Or
yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and
anyway, I will lean in and whisper that to, and then at the same time,
you whispered that to me, by the way.
right, because I don't know how to whisper it to an NPC. So
To him. Oh,
whispering to
I'm sorry.
Said, I'm going to lean into Mr. Knight there and whisper.
I'm sorry. I misunderstood you. I follow you.
Okay.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
And say more loudly. Say, hey, are you familiar with the herb Felinus felicitus? Felix Felinus? Oh, better known as catnip. Do you have any interest?
He kind of squints and glares at you. Perhaps we'll talk later.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and share this little bit with you here. And I mean, really, unless you lived underneath a rock, Cuck, you would know this too. I mean, let's be real here. So, okay, so you can see the note. I'll go ahead and read it to you. The Harpers, or those who harp, are a semi-secret organization that's not really so secret, dedicated to promoting true good. They work against villainy, wickedness, whenever they find it, but they work ever mindful of the consequences of what they do. They believe that all beings should walk free of fear, with the right to live their lives as they wish, so on and so forth. They're basically do-gooders. I'll let you read that at your convenience there. And they constantly try to fight the forces of evil in the world and restore balance between, and harmony between evil and goodness and, civilization and nature. I'll give you a moment if you want to read that at your own pace.
There we go.
Cool.
And at that point in time, you also notice that he openly wears a pin. He's not even trying to conceal it, and I will share that with you.
Ah,
Assuming you can all see that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Alrighty.
Look at Cuck and say, that's the right club.
So he calls the barmaid over, flips her a platinum piece, and buys another round of drinks for everybody. And he sits down and he tells you a little bit of a tale here about the background of what we are dealing with in Drannor, and where the city was, where it is now, and what is going on, because it's completely relevant to the mission. So I'm going to share another record to you. So the city of Drannor, the elves of Drannor have suffered greatly since its founding, roughly, 5,000-6,000 years ago. After a golden age lasting for millennia, it was ravaged, by Yugalos, summoned by a Netherese wizard. So you know this war just based off what he's telling you with the Netherese is, and the feud between the elves of Cormanthier have been going back thousands of years. The city was eventually overrun by an army of darkness, like 800 years ago. The ruins would eventually host all manners of evil, including, demons, drow, alhoons, and even the great possessor Tyranthraxis. and the Cult of the Dragon, and that whole debacle from the history books regarding the Pools of Radiance. Some of this lore stuff you can kind of just read up on your own. I provided a link, and I'll keep this shared for you to to a wiki page with Drannor and Thalanter. But this basically describes what I told you about earlier about the Flying City and the war and the Archlich and how the city fell. I'm not going to rehash that again, but if you want to read it in detail, it's here, as well as links to the wiki pages. Alrighty.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
How soon did night come in after the woman left? Did they cross paths?
It's hard to say. Maybe. You get the hint from looking at him that he's probably a very perceptive guy. He doesn't seem to miss anything that's happening. They probably missed each other by no more than 2 minutes. So he could have passed her perhaps on the road or the trail outside.
Okay.
Or he could have been waiting until she left, too.
Perhaps. So, Knight, after he kind of gives you the background of what's going on in the area, he explains to you that Lady Twilight, or the Twilight Bard, is not in town at the moment because she's currently situated outside of the ruins near Drannor, and she's actively working with the remains of the Cormanther elves to reclaim the area. And she's also looking to recover lost artifacts from Drannor and Thult Lanthar, the Netherese flying city. And she's looking to try to repair the tear in the veil between worlds because creatures from different planes keep leaking through. So he explains to you that they're doing everything that they can, but they simply don't have the resources to recover all the various artifacts and treasures while also keeping the Netherese and the Zentarum and the Red Wizards of Thay and everybody else that has taken interest in the area at bay. They're fighting kind of a multi-front shadow war.
And you need help.
You want us to go into the ruined city?
Well, first I would like you to meet with my lady. So here's the deal.
Likewise.
Cuck. I know you've been hired to protect this group. You're the muscle. I also know that you don't work for free. That said, my lady is offering all of you a split of 1,000 gold pieces worth of gems, paid on arrival at her temporary residence that is kind of situated between the Shattered Stone and the ruins of Drannor. And that's when he hands you the map that I shared earlier. And you can I can reshare that if you want to, so you can kind of see where you need to go roughly.
I appreciate that because that's when I lost my connection.
Okay. So
Thanks, but
so on the map, you see the Shattered Stone and Drannor. So somewhere roughly in between there, and he marks the spot on the map for you, so you know where you're going. And the square is centered directly on where you need to go. Is where her temporary residence is set up.
How thin is the veil between worlds there?
She has found a relatively stable place, but the closer we get to the cataclysm of between the two cities and the ruins, the thinner it gets, especially around pieces of the broken mythal or mythalar.
And I'm looking for our city here on the map. So I see where
Yeah.
Up at the top where it says the Moon Sea, Elven Tree's right below
Elven
that.
tree.
there it is. Yep. Okay.
And you saw you were here for the wide view map, right? When I shared the whole realms map and where this is taking place.
No, because I was still coming back onto the server. So
Okay, I'll share that too. So the pink square and the entire known Farron is where we're at. So as you can see, it's far away from the Sword Coast.
Indeed.
And there are the Earth Spur Mountains right there. So that's where Cook's from.
All right.
Okay.
And he does let you know that during the course of your conversation that he is originally from Chult, which is also on that map in the southwest corner of it. In addition, he lets you know that to the 1,000 gold pieces split that he promised you, his lady will also pay you handsomely for any items of note that you recover. There's certain things that she is looking for to recover from the ruins. In addition, we've heard that the cataclysm and the destruction may have opened up portions of the ancient ruins that the new city was built upon. And, well, let's just say, if this is true, there will be things that my lady will want you to look for. Like I said, she will pay you handsomely for what she wants, and whatever else you find is yours. In addition, providing we can get the portal up, we will provide magical transportation for you as well for supplies as you need them.
All right. So we're supposed to activate the portal, right? We get the portal up, or that's they're going to activate that. This portal.
Yes, we're working on trying to get the portal up now.
Okay. That's very interesting. Okay. And
So
And
I will. Oh, go ahead.
How goes the hunt for the refugees from the floating city?
Well, we know that there are some of the civilian refugees, women, children, merchants that have a camp set up halfway between here and Hillsfar. And oddly enough, they're only a couple of miles from a Cormanther elven refugee camp. But the peace has been kept so far by the Red Plumes out of Hillsfar. They are providing security for each of the camps, and they have several battalions in the area in wait and patrolling the roads.
We're a day or two away from the Shattered Stone.
Yes, if you were to take the road. Unfortunately, I need you to maintain secrecy. You cannot be spotted. No one even knows where she is in the woods except for you and the spot I have marked on your map. I need you to maintain secrecy at all times and avoid detection the best you can.
so we'll need to travel through the dark woods, skirting the road into. Yeah.
Well, I have a network of game trails. and I can show you on your map. I really need you to avoid detection. Some of the forces in play just, it would not be good if they caught you. It would not be good for us. It would not be good for anybody in the region if they caught you.
It sounds like Kale's skills will come in handy.
So,
Did we follow the elven flow?
Yeah, I wondered.
so to be clear here, I'm asking you to take game trails to the Darkwood.
Hmm.
It's probably 50 or 60 miles total, and it's going to be dangerous. And the trip could take anywhere from 5 days to 10 days. I can't really tell you. It's going to depend on how well the woods cooperate with you. Give me 1 second. I'm going to call for a skill check here.
Okay. That's funny. I had a question. Yeah. Whoops. What happened?
Hopefully
Okay,
this
now
will be in
it's-
the tower
Well,
this
see, that
time.
one's in the tower.
Yeah, one
Yeah,
in the
now it's in the
tower.
tower.
All
Used
right.
to be a toggle or something, right?
There is a toggle. I
Okay.
think I was guessing what it meant was actually
That's cool.
backwards
All
from
right.
what it was. Okay, so
I'm going to have to get that extension.
all right. So Prayton and Vapor. You know this, and you can decide if you want to. First of all, are you know what the Darkwoods are? Are you going to want to fill in the rest of the party? Let's just do it that way.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll do that.
I guess I should just assume you'd want to, but you never know. All right, I'm going to share something here real quick.
While we're doing that, outside game, if you guys, I'm going to put a note out there of by name the race and class so we don't forget. So Malek, you're a half elf.
That is correct. Yeah, you can kind of tell. I don't have the completely sharp features say that Prayton does.
Okay.
You can see on the party sheet, because the main is visible.
Gotcha. Okay. Oh, sweet. Never mind. I won't do a note then. Perfect. Even better.
Yeah, you see that Prayton's an elf, but it's a strange form of elf.
Cool.
You're
All
very
right.
interesting.
Darkwood.
So the Darkwood, the Elven Court was neutral ground for the races of the surface elves in ancient times, divinely inspired a place of judgment, contemplation, and peace, where the elves could bring their quarrels and have them solved without war. Before the Golden Age of Drannor and the Elven Empire of Cormather, it was attacked from below by Drow and Duergar. They shaped the city and its temple to honor Loth. The Drow later abandoned the city and its environs, but left behind many fell things. In the years after, the woods around the Elven Court became known as the Darkwood, for in the shadows of the trees, monstrous creatures and twisted plants now flourished. As evil rises and falls in the Cormather forest, the boundaries of the Darkwood sometimes flex and change. So, deducing from this, you kind of figured you were in a bad or a down time because of the cataclysm that happened at Drannor. So you would suspect that the Darkwood is probably not a very safe place at the moment.
Well, perhaps it'll be a place to your liking, Prayton. There might be lots of shadows under the trees.
Things to usher to the other side.
Yes.
1 second. Just responding to a whisper here.
Oh, and if I can request from the party, you could capture mementos for me to pass to the Raven Queen of our felled foes. I would appreciate it.
What mementos would you want?
Like
Ears.
trinkets, things that seem to be of value or attached to memories of the creature.
Cameo lockets. Yeah.
Don't worry, Cuck, not coins. They've passed through many hands, so they don't usually
Yeah.
have memories.
Vapor, you thirsty?
Yeah. Give it a little try.
Okay. No, not at all.
Hale, what do you think of our chances in the dark woods?
How are you guys seeing in the dark? We can manage that all right?
I think I answered you, didn't I?
Oh, I know. It's
Whispers.
going crazy on me. Sorry.
Okay, that's fine.
Yep.
I'm
Not
at
a
I'm at
problem.
home in the shadows, Kale.
I
That's all
fight
use the better.
equally as well in the dark.
You know, they're called the dark woods, but not everything there is dark. There are plenty of hidden powers in the herbs. Powers of light, powers of sustenance that could sustain us on our journeys.
It's not stone.
So, Knight looks to you all and asks you if you have any further questions.
Like, is there? So I asked him, like, is there a time constraint? Like the sooner we get there, the better, or is it? Do we get there when you get there,
The important thing is that you get there.
undetected?
And how
Absolutely.
how will we recognize our patroness when we do get there?
Oh, just go to the spot on the map. Trust me when I say you can't miss her. She is the Twilight Bard, after all. And with that, he says, I understand you have a very serious decision to make as to whether or not you want to risk your lives venturing through the Darkwood. That is why the pay is so well. However, I will give you a few hours to determine whether or not you would like to go, and to gather supplies that you might need for your journey should you decide to accept.
No time. I say we go.
So would this like the evening we're meeting at the meeting set up?
It's about midday.
Yeah,
When you first
right.
started, it's probably, you've probably been going at it for a little while, talking, but you have quite a bit of daylight left most of the afternoon. And he says, he's paid you what he promised you for you showing up here and just listening to them. And he's basically saying, I'll give you time to discuss and gather supplies, if you do choose to go. And he's going to return later this evening, somewhere between probably 8:30 and 9 p.m. for drinks and to talk with you about further plans.
Well, to be honest, Mr. Knight, I wouldn't miss this for the world. So I'll see you. Look forward to seeing you tonight. I think I will take advantage of a chance to get some supplies. And I wanted to ask, anybody here need torches? Because I have some and don't really have too much of a use for them.
Also, would we been set up with rooms here, or we just?
You have
Yep.
rooms here. Yes.
Okay.
And I'm looking at our companions. I don't think anybody actually is going to need torches in the night. Should we travel by night?
I don't think so.
Okay. Then
And he did mark on your trail here. He did kind of mark a rough idea on the trail, the game trail to follow on the map, on the Cormanther map. I'll reshare it just so you can see it.
Okay. Yeah.
I
I see it.
forgot. So that's the rough trail that you're going to follow.
I think. Well, I'll wait till he leaves. I'll go from there.
Yeah, I think we
Okay.
should talk this through.
And that said, he is gone.
Anyone in doubt?
Well, if we
$1,000
even
gold pieces, and the chance for the fame and cook to spread.
Remember, we need to go undetected.
All right.
so
That's going to be key that we keep.
and because
keep
we already
our-
had the one person kind of checking this out already, right?
Well, we had that checkout. So that means if we get followed, we're going to have a plan of making sure we don't lead them with us and either take care of it or somehow lose them if we start getting trailed.
Or what
yeah,
if
perhaps we should
we
spread a cover story that we're going to Hillsfar or something, some other decoy.
or even like we get what we need like in the next couple hours, and then like we make that we're gonna spend the night here, but if we get like a rest this afternoon and we like we're going to sleep tonight, but then try to leave sometime tonight. Or would you rather leave next day or be more?
Oh, it's a sound idea to.
Yeah.
I would like to go. I haven't any pets as axe. I would like to go get a blunt weapon as well, just in case I run into something that I can't cut their head off with.
Okay, so
I like that idea. Yeah.
I'm just going to interject here real quick. Sorry to interrupt, but
No, that's fine.
you basically have 4 or 5 hours before you have to meet. Actually 6 hours until he's going to meet you back at the inn. You're not that far outside of town, so you could get to town relatively quickly and look around. You can procure anything in town that's in the player's handbook for player's handbook prices, and you could just you can just drag over anything that you want to purchase as far as normal non-magic player handbook items from the items tab over there.
How do you feel about encumbrance in regards to? I already have a great axe, which is a two-handed weapon. Do you feel carrying 2 heavy weapons, such as a maul, and a great axe, would be too encumbering? So maybe I should have a mace as a bludgeoning weapon that would be better suited. Or
I don't really think that's going to matter. I mean, granted, you're a dwarf, but I mean, even a normal dwarf is bristling with weapons typically.
Okay, I just want to be sure.
Yeah, I mean, if you can carry it, you can carry it. As long as if you go over your weight limit, then that's a different story. But if you
Yeah,
can,
yeah, yeah.
you can strap it onto a pack or figure something
Yeah.
out. You guys, you've traveled. So on
Yeah.
the only other thing I have to say real quick is there is and you don't have to use it, but there is the plus or minus next to the coins. So you can just kind of drag your gear over and tally what the total is
Sure.
and put minus spent on gear.
Okay, cool.
Put the minusing and put it in the note. And I'll give you guys a couple minutes to go through any kind of supplies. Remember, you're going to be on the road, so
Right.
you need to consider that. And you're going to be out in the woods for a while,
Okay.
maybe up to 10 days.
Yeah.
So I'll give you a second to talk about that. I'm going to use the bathroom. I'll be back in 2 minutes, and then I'll be available for any questions or anything you guys might have.
Here you go, Prayton. You are welcome to take these. I will hand you across the table some very compact torches that were fitting in my pack.
Thank you. Yeah, let's make sure we get maybe 15 days of rations just in case.
Yeah.
You guys see in the party sheet there's a tracker combat. It keeps track of hits and kills and everything. That's kind of cool.
Oh, that's cool.
So the
Misses,
tab on the bottom.
fumbles. Yeah, right.
I hadn't looked at that. It's in the party sheet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the
it's
last tab.
combat.
That's pretty cool. It keeps track.
We'll have to have a best kill CR, save fails, saves made, best kill.
Nice.
Oh,
We can do some wagering. The over under on Cuck. Yeah, I think we have to lay in some food here.
what?
When you do the spend, you can actually type what you're spending on in that one box.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty
I
cool.
see.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Fix. Oh, it's the box, right? Okay. Back right, and then
Gotta close this map. It's taking up a lot of space. You got plenty of arrows and all that for the range individuals.
Oh yeah, I need more crossbow bolts.
Yeah, we want to make sure you don't want to run out of those.
all right. So yeah, I've got 40 crossbow bolts in a case, 15 rations. I'm gonna pick up I'll take a stout.
That extension seems to be working all right, doesn't it? For the coin manager.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
Figured out that I got the box in the right place.
I like the
Yeah.
one you have that tracks the kills and everything on the party sheet.
Yeah, that should be fun. I have that in my Tuesday night game, and I'm like, I gotta have that. It's just fun.
Hey, Mike, on fumbles and stuff, can weapons and armor be damaged and destroyed?
I'm not doing the. I'm
Okay.
not for now. I'm not doing fumble and crit
Okay.
tables.
So no additional weapons per se needed to back up in case something gets damaged or.
No. I think I got to take a closer look at it. I might
Okay.
make my own if I'm going to do them at all.
Sure.
Convert. This is weird.
time.
Okay, nice.
And you don't have to like itemize it for each item if you don't want to. You can just kind of like total it up yourself and just put, minus on gear or whatever.
Sure. I'll get. Let's see.
There we go.
Hey.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
So, quick question, Dwayne or Lee, or anybody actually, when you drag something over from an encounter that you create, it doesn't automatically toggle them visible, does it?
So when you
No.
Okay. So it'll put them there. They won't be visible until I make them visible.
Yeah,
Correct.
that's a default usually.
Okay. All right.
If we see him, we'll tell you, right?
Okay. Looks like none of them are visible. All right.
Oh, let's see. What else?
So you guys don't see anything on the combat tracker, right?
No, just us.
Perfect.
I'll be right back.
Paper, did you get your flask
Oh, that's right. I should bring a flask with me.
or tankard?
Yeah, that's heck, for 2 copper pieces.
Look, do you fight better when you're drinking?
Life is always better when you're drinking.
But drink clouds your memories.
My deeds will outlive me.
So the plan is to get our stuff and pretend like we're retiring to our rooms and then sneak out.
Like so.
Okay.
Yep. Thought that was a good plan. And I think we should we try to arrange to hire transportation leaving in the morning or something?
That's a good idea as a decoy, yeah.
Yeah. Perhaps we should approach the bartender. Or who do you think would be the one that would get that out?
Well, the bartender might be able to point us in the right direction.
Yeah. All right. And well, why not? All right. So I guess while we're discussing and passing torches around and getting ready to go to the town.
Do we need a healer's kit or anything with us, or?
Thank you for asking. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
All right. Yeah. So I gotta get a healer's kit.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Kit. There it is. 10 uses. All right. 5 gold.
Anybody got a crowbar?
I have one.
Okay. I have a grappling hook.
Anyone have rope?
I got 50 foot of hemp rope.
Same.
Okay. Think 100 feet's enough, or should we?
Yeah, I mean, you never know.
All right, I think Vapor will pick one up too.
Okay.
Just trying to watch my weight.
You're pretty slim.
Yeah. Yeah, Vapor's playing some shopping music right now.
Yeah. Good finds. I've got-
Muzak.
Yeah, Muzak. There you go.
All right. And so I'll go over to the bartender and ask, not too quietly, say, do you know where we might be able to arrange a cart or some other wheeled transportation to Hills Far? We need to get there we need to leave tomorrow and get there by evening.
I'm sorry, where are you doing this at?
Well, I'm going to ask the bartender, and because we're currently kind of at the end, or I know we're going to.
Okay, so you're all done shopping and you've met back at the end?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So let me reshare the map for you.
Do you have any
So night's fallen. It's later. You're about probably, you wrapped up your shopping probably about 30 or 45 minutes before you were supposed to meet Knight back at the bar. Carry on.
Any Teamsters or anything heading to Hills Far tomorrow that we might be able to hitch a ride on the back of their wagon?
I think I just unlocked tokens so you guys can move around.
Yeah.
Moving over here. Walking
I got
around.
a question for the group. When we meet with Knight again, do we mention the fact that that woman was in the bar with us and kind of listening over to us? And
yeah, while I had a chance, I'll mention to the rest of you that I did tell Knight.
Okay.
That, the Zentarum had eyes on us.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Is
I was actually asking about the catnip.
Yeah, the catnip. Is the lighting working all right for you guys?
Yeah, looks good.
All right, cool. All right,
Very good.
Yep.
Yeah, this was a dungeon alchemist map, by the way.
Cool.
Oh, it's
All
nice.
right. Gotta love it. New update coming up in a couple weeks, right?
Yep.
Waiting for that sale.
They showed a walkthrough where you can actually walk through the map and either record it or take pictures. That looks pretty cool.
Yeah, the first person kind of view.
Yeah, that looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm going to use the hell out of that. That way I can actually.
It'd be good for like cutscene photos in here.
Well, that's what I was thinking actually. Yep. So you can kind of see what the players are seeing in a key spot in the room instead of the top down.
No, it looks good. Nice map.
Okay, this is my first one actually in Dungeon Alchemist that I made. Okay, so. Well, we really don't have those kind of people necessarily coming through here. You would probably be best asking at the dear God, forgive me, I can't remember the place in Elventree. At the place in Elventree, at the trade post, or in one of the camps.
Golden Cave? The Gold Cave?
The Golden Cave, yes, the Gold Cave.
Yeah.
Good recall.
Yeah, thank you. It's like, very, very well. We'll go to the Gold Cave then and look for some teamsters that might be taking a load of those fine elven bows to Hillsfar. Thank you very much. And I'll put down a silver piece on the table, like come up here, so just to try and be remembered, right? Ba-ding.
Okay.
So,
Go ahead and spend your silver piece.
Yep.
Well, thank you kindly, sir. I didn't do much, but I definitely won't turn it down. You kind of notice him bite the coin before he puts it in his pouch.
Silver. It'll keep you healthy. Throw it in your milk. All right. Let me subtract a silver
Good walks up to the bar,
piece on
and Dorvin goes,
getting noticed.
"You can refill this, mate."
Okay. All right.
I'm surveying the other patrons of the bar, just taking a look who's interesting.
Yeah, I'm back in the corner, kind of trying to keep in the shadow, kind of a little bit, and just kind of keep an eye on who comes in and out.
Well, the patrons are a little different than they were earlier. I didn't change the tokens out or anything. The bard is still here. He was kind of in between sets, but after you'd been here for a couple of minutes, he was up to play again as the crowd kind of thickened. You notice that the veiled lady in the corner is still sitting exactly where she was several hours ago, and she appears to be reading a tome of some sort, not even paying attention to anything that's going on around her. That lady. Well, you assume it's a lady.
Okay, I'm gonna
It's either a lady or a very shapely man.
Okay, I'm gonna approach her and say, "Would you mind speaking with me a bit? I can perhaps buy you a beverage, if you like."
Well, she's very timid. Well, sure. I would prefer a tea.
Happy to provide. So I'll go up to the bar and order a tea.
And you notice at this point that she is an elf. Okay, and the rest of you notice Malik kind of leaves.
Yep. I'll pop back and say, I'll be back. I'm going to arrange transportation in the morning. Now.
All right, you can probably get to the Gold Cave and back in about, it's not that far, 30 minutes.
Yep. So, yeah, when I get there, and I'll look for the proprietor and wait my turn to be served, noticing who else is there so that it can again be noticed. And so yes, I'd like to arrange transportation for my friends and I. There are 5 of us. We need to get to Hillsfar by tomorrow evening. Do you know of anyone that might be traveling that way that we might hitch a ride with? Any Teamsters or anyone on the trade route to Hillsfar that's leaving in the morning?
Well, we do have a merchant caravan expected in the morning. They're going to offload some goods here and then pick up some bows and arrows. They will not be stopping in Hillsfar because I will not allow my goods from the town to be sold in Hillsfar. Those damn racists. But they will be passing close by on the road.
Very well. And if we could travel along with them, that would do us very well.
Well, you will have to take that up with them in the morning.
Okay. Who should I look for? Who do I speak with?
I honestly couldn't answer you. We get weekly or bi-weekly, depending on the time of year, caravans in here, so I wouldn't know exactly who to talk to. I just suggest you approach them and look for the Teamster, and I'm sure he can direct you to whoever is in charge.
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And we will do that. Appreciate your kind advice. And then I will leave and return.
Okay. 1 second there, Lee.
No worries.
The you're talking about the NPC at the bar by you?
Yeah, to my left.
Just assume that's somebody different.
Fair enough.
Because several hours have passed. The only ones that are still in the bar that were here earlier is the barmaid, the barkeep, the veiled lady in the corner, and the bard.
Gotcha.
Everybody else is just different.
Fair enough.
Different people.
Right.
There's actually more people in the room than you can see that I have tokens for.
Sure.
It's kind of full now in the bar. The tables are all packed. People are eating, laughing. It's kind of loud in here.
Nice. Cook will look to the guy to his left and comment and go, "Where you from, sport?"
Well, I was from Hillsfar until they kicked us out of the city. Goddamn red plumes.
Yeah, I heard a little bit about that, but haven't made my way there anyway. Seems kind of useless.
Oh, let me tell you about this place. And then he just goes on this. He just basically gives you the history of Hillsfar and why he is pissed and everything that's going on. So I'm going to share this to you.
Nice.
So, like many other towns and cities in the Moonsea, Hillsfar has seen its share of warfare, turmoil, hostilities with the surviving elves of Cormanther, Zental Keep, the Shadowvar, and with their own morally questionable leadership have plagued Hillsfar for more than a century. For the first time in a long time, the peoples of Hillsfar can look outside their walls and not see a dire threat looming at their gates, or at least none that are obvious. Rampant xenophobia, steeped in years of misdirected fear and outrage, have led to not just a citizenry distrustful tongue twister of any non-humans, but also to a series of laws outright forbidding anyone other than humans to become a citizen in Hillsfar. The laws of the government and the attitudes of the human citizens mean that the only non-humans allowed into the city are slaves, most of whom fight for their lives at the arena, often to the delighted jeers of the human populace. So, some of this is going to rehash what we've already talked about, but the outskirts and rural lands around Hillsfar, because of these laws, are littered with non-human refugees, many who lost everything when they were evicted from their homes and businesses within the city. Some of these refugees plot against the authorities of their former home. Most are simply trying to survive through commerce, farming, and other legal or illegal pursuits. After the flying city of Thultlanthar fell from the sky into Drannor, destroying both cities, members of the 5 factions operating in the area, the Zentarum, the Shadowvar, the Harpers, the Cormanther Elves, and the Red Wizards, that they each have established kind of camps and operating bases near the village of Elventree, or already had a presence there, or somewhere in between, kind of closer to Hillsfar. For instance, the Zentarum aren't going to be, like right there in the main road, but everybody knows they're there.
Right.
From these bases, the factions send out agents to investigate the ruins, seek to recover lost treasures, collect pieces of the shattered mythals, and hoping to prevent any major calamities and or profit from them, depending who we're talking about. So far, the peace has more or less been kept within the vicinity of Elventree, at least, and Hillsfar. And the Red Plumes are mostly responsible for that. And they're kind of brutal with how they treat any non-humans because of the xenophobia.
Halfway through, Cook's eyes glaze over. He turns to the bartender and goes, I think I'm going to need another one to get through this.
Yeah. Fortunately, Vapor was nearby and overheard you. Overheard the conversation and the history lesson.
Yes. I think your friend might need a drink too.
So,
Good luck to you.
okay. So, is there anything else you want to do, Dwayne, to engage the veiled lady in the corner?
Yes, I asked her, I was just hoping to speak with you and maybe discuss a memory that you have that you treasure, if you wouldn't mind sharing it with me.
She looks at you very oddly. What a very odd question to ask somebody that you have just now met for the first time.
It is my way.
Well, that's obvious. So, what kind of memory are you looking for?
A strong one. You can pick. I collect them.
Well, I suppose I could tell you about a story of a young girl who grew up in the shadow of the Night Keep, whose family was sold into slavery, and who became an orphan and grew up on the streets until she was taken in by somebody that was looking out for her. And she was traveled across the realms and ended up in a place called Candlekeep, where she became a scholar and had access to all the greatest lore and histories in the realms. But that is all I can really tell you as far as memories go, or that I'm willing to share.
Thank you. It is a strong thread. I wish you well.
Good evening, sir. And she goes back into her tome and returns to whatever she is studying and drinks her tea.
Yeah. So I'm very intrigued after seeing that the interchange, and I want to pull Prayton aside and say, I'm fascinated by your fascination with memories. What do you do with them?
I collect them for my queen.
What does she do with them?
She saves them.
Are they of use?
They give her her power, and she gives me my power.
No. No. And is there any harm to those from whom you collect memories?
No, they're preserved.
Is it a help then? Is it good in that way? Does it help them?
Not directly, but they live on. With those memories will live on, even after they've passed.
So you're saying it's a win-win situation. That's very that's fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. And I am fascinated by everything having to do with the Fae. Would you like me to tell you the story of my mother?
Yes,
Got to
please.
get back to the bar.
There goes Carl.
Get me out of here. Yes. My mother was from Hillsfar. She was human, I think I mentioned that. And there was a lot of suspicion because she would never say who my father was when asked. Well, actually, she said that she did not know, and which everyone knows is impossible. And after the Great Cataclysm, unfortunately, I have this issue. You see, I've never trained at the schools of magic. I've always been very interested in the Fae. I have no idea why. Uh, but sometimes when I get very excited about the subject, things just happen. And unfortunately, it got my mother killed. They killed her for a witch because I had spontaneously set the university on fire. And that's why I no longer in Hillsfar. Uh, so anyway, I offer that so that you may offer it to your queen. I hope that she treasures that memory, so that in that some sense, my mother may live on.
Yes, it is a strong, sad thread. I will treasure it.
Hers was a tragic life, but I aim to live mine in joy, to honor her for bringing me into this world, whomever my father is.
Well, let's toast to creating more memories.
More memories to more life, more elves to more humans. Clink.
Link.
I will take a shot of mead. Yep.
And less Shadowvar.
Okay, so the time has approached to where you kind of are expecting night. It's maybe 5 minutes before when he said he was going to meet you. And
Yeah.
at this point, since I think we're a little over halfway through the session, why don't we take 10? That way you guys can refill drinks, get water, use the bathroom, or whatever. And we'll reconvene at, I don't know, 23 after the hour.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Cool.
Lee, let me ask you a question. Is there a way built in the Fantasy Grounds to do the poll type thing to pull the party?
Pull the party.
To pull the party like.
Onto the map, you mean?
No, I meant like a party.
Yeah. /vote
Okay.
in the chat. I think.
Perfect.
There we go. I'm going to talk to you more outside of game.
Yeah, it's still hard. Like, there's certain ways you have to key things, and it's like the shortcuts will let you have to open the story and read through the notes for it.
Okay, here we go.
All right, welcome back, everybody.
Hello.
Okay, so as you've kind of wrapped this up, it's getting close to the point in time night is supposed to appear, and sure enough, he does. The door to the tavern opens up. He walks through and kind of looks around and see you that you're all scattered all over the bar, and goes over to the table and sits down and kind of motions the rest of you over. He looks over at Vapor.
Vapor's drinking too much.
A typical bard, right?
Yeah,
Bards and
can't
dwarves, you can always find them at the bar.
That's right.
I like this guy.
I have some very bad news for you all. I've just been informed that there is a large force of Zentarum agents that are approaching here, an overwhelming force. They're not supposed to be doing anything around this town. They're not even supposed to be here, but obviously they don't seem to care. But they're coming here. I suggest you leave as fast as you can.
We are prepared. However,
I'm telling you, you must leave.
Like right now.
Let's get going, guys.
There is at least a dozen of them.
Mm.
we will take our leave, but just so you know, officially we're leaving in the morning and we're going to Hillsfar.
Are they following you?
No, I got here just ahead of them.
I mean, should we go out the back door?
No. So at this point in time,
That's
the
you.
barmaid hears this and she goes, "Lord Knight, I will go to the House of the Harp and call in reinforcements." And she runs out. And you see her like just haul ass around the edge of the bar.
Whoa.
And out of line of sight into the kitchen somewhere and disappears. And around the same time, this veiled lady over here puts down her book and runs over, kind of starts approaching Knight. The bard over here kind of moves this way, and the patrons all run like to the back of the room. They just all kind of scatter.
Wow.
Guys, let's get out of here.
And at that point in time, the barkeep goes, lads, I've got go through the kitchen. There's a doorway. Go through the kitchen. There's a doorway and a trail out the back. And I'm going to lock tokens here. So one second. You guys are fine. You're fine. Wherever you move to before I lock the tokens is fine. So, and one second. Let me approve that. Go ahead and make any kind of initial, like, let's say half movement before I lock tokens from where you were seated for your reaction.
Okay, from where we were, so I've already done it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I
And-
just would have moved along the bar with everybody, trying to get back to the kitchen.
Right. And the barkeep motions you towards the door and says that there is a kind of a path that leads off into the woods from there. And Knight says, "You have to go. You have to go, and follow the map." And it's yeah, you're good. Follow the map is what he says.
Okay.
It will lead you where you need to go. And you kind of overhear that the bard says, "Lord Knight, I'm ready to defend and help," and so does the veiled lady. So the bard and the veiled lady obviously know who this guy is.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody stop and roll initiative. I will
Kill that move then.
I will call it then. Yeah, I will.
All right.
Okay.
All right, what tab is initiative on?
Oh,
Oh,
It's
main
in the main
page.
tab.
oh yeah. In the tower or out in the open?
Out in the open for initiative.
Okay.
Well, Cook's pretty slow.
He's been doing a lot of drinking, right?
Prayton's
Drop my
even
dice in my
slower.
cup.
All right, so and to advance this, I click on the flag.
You click on the down arrow on the bottom
The
left.
down arrow,
Down
arrow,
bottom
right.
left. Yep.
And it should.
There you go. And if you haven't rolled initiative for the NPCs, you can go to the menu.
I already did. Got it.
Okay.
Cool.
Yep.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
So,
So,
yeah, before as you start to move,
mm,
Cool.
some of you might be able to see something, some of you might not. Okay, go ahead. What are you doing?
all right. Well, I am. Yeah. Malachi is going to leap up on the bar stool, hop over the bar, and head that way,
Okay.
or the back way.
The square over the bar is hostile. Is oh, damn it.
Difficult terrain.
Yeah, thank you. Difficult terrain. Just that one square. But you
Right.
can make it. It's a bar. It's no problem. You just kind of like hoist yourself up and slide over. No acrobatics check or anything needed.
Okay. And assuming Prayton's in my way, I'll just be right behind him over there.
Yep.
I think, yeah.
Kind of there.
Mhm.
All right. And go ahead and
I'll advance.
so right now at this exact moment, the door to the bar opens. And a lady enters.
Mm.
And
Mhm.
she definitely definitely looks like maybe a priest or a wizard. You can't really tell. And there we go. So Knight kind of moves over to engage her. Not directly, but kind of stops right there. And he says, "What are you doing here? You do not belong here. You know this is in violation of the peace agreement." And she just kind of says, "You'll have to speak to Captain Ryburn. We want the box." That's all you hear. And then Knight just kind of holds right there. All right, Kale.
Okay. So hey, that's 5. That's double movement there. To there.
Always dash.
Yeah, if you dash, you can go twice.
Okay, so I've got 35 movement, so I used 10 there.
Right.
So that should be all my movement.
Is you just doing a normal action move?
Yeah, I still want to keep an action available.
Okay, so your action is your move. Your bonus action would be your action would be your move. Your bonus action would be a dash.
Okay.
They kind of
So
have to be done at the same time.
Okay, so can I make it here? Like I want to still have an action. I just want to use my movement.
So you want to move back into the yeah.
What I want to do is I'm trying to get cover behind the bar, and I'm gonna bring my bow out and then just have it ready there.
Okay, gotcha. I'll move you right there. You're good.
Okay.
You definitely are partially covered behind the bar.
And so I'm just gonna, if I can ready my action, that if she makes an aggressive move towards Knight, I'll let loose an arrow.
Sure. So next you see this guy come in. And 1 second, because I actually have an image for you to share to you here. So this douchebag and this funky looking, like shadowy armor comes walking in.
Wow.
Yeah, it's AI art, so it is what it is.
That's cool.
Cool.
Mhm.
And he kind of looks around the room and he looks at Knight and he says, "There doesn't have to be a fight here. I just want the box." So that's all that happens with him this round. All right, so you see this guy come in, and he is very, very, very obviously a cleric. He is a priest of something. You can't really see or make out his holy symbol because it's tucked underneath his armor, partially, but you can definitely see that he is a priest. He just has that. He just has that air about him. And he just walks into the bar or walks into the inn and nods at the previous Intarum and peers around the room. One second, I got to take care of a few guys here. So then walks in a robed figure carrying a staff. And she's actually kind of, it's kind of hard to make out exactly where she is. For one moment, she appears to be in one spot, and then the next time you kind of glance, she's 2 or 3 feet over to the right, and then a split second later, she's 4 or 5 feet in a different direction. It's almost like her appearance is blurred.
I'm going to do an Arcana check, see if I recognize.
Yeah, go ahead. In the tower.
Yep.
It is 100% a blur spell. You have no doubts.
Yeah. And I'll just mutter it low under my breath. She's blurred.
How do I show roll? Do you guys know how I show a tower roll?
Drag it to the chat.
It's already in the chat, so I need to drag it over.
Yeah, drag it from
Yeah.
the chat and drop it in the chat again.
23. Yeah.
Yeah, you rolled a 20, so.
Just like my initiative. I'm like, I should be out of here by now.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so where am I? Sorry, I'm dealing with a lot of stuff off scene here.
No worries.
Oh, please.
No issues. You gotta
All right, Vapor.
Vapor. So
vaporize.
he's got the curling music going, and he's going to try to dash out of here through that kitchen.
Okay.
He's going to try to get up on the bar,
Yep, no problem.
run along it,
Okay.
and go like so.
Yeah.
All right. So that's 10.
So I think I have some more move to get outside the actual.
So you're at 30 right now. So you've got another 30.
Yeah. So I'm going to head out into here.
Once you cross through the threshold, you'll very quickly notice the door on your left.
Okay.
It's actually open. So let me
Okay.
go ahead and open it for you.
I'll just stand. I'll get there, and I'll just kind of motion to everyone to move along.
That door is apparently where the barmaid went through.
And can I take a quick look outside to see if I see anything that's outside that door, or is that not possible with that long of a move?
What you see is what you see.
Okay.
You can
All right.
see through the door, so what you see is what you see.
Yeah,
You still have
all right.
some movement left, by the way.
Keep going.
Yep.
All right.
Choo. Boing.
And that's it for Vapor.
All right. What is this guy doing? This guy is going here. There.
Oh, he looks like a tough.
All right, Cuck. Lee?
Talking to myself. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Good.
yeah, I do that a lot.
He looks down at the parties coming in. Looks at night. Looks over his friends. Shrugs. Not his fight tonight.
He's got
There's
the gold.
1,000 gold pieces waiting on him elsewhere.
All right, and that is just your normal movement.
Yep.
Okay. No dash action. You're good.
You know what? I'll come back another 15 feet over here.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. I moved out to the right beyond just to the right of Vapor, 10 feet away.
Yeah, hold
There we
on. I had player preview on.
Cool.
So I couldn't see your movement. All right, got it.
All right.
All right. And what is this? Oh, this guy's definitely doing this. Prayton. Hold on.
Oh, I got hung up on a wall.
Yeah. A second, I'll fix you. There you go.
That's 15.
All right. Is that where you wanted to go?
Yes, thanks.
All right. It's around here. Look at that.
Oh, me again.
There's a very obvious kind of trail through the bushes here that you can see that's open in front of you.
Take a normal
All right.
move because I don't want to get too far ahead.
That's fine. All right, that guy goes there. So, the Zentaran here goes, Lord Knight, I want the box. There's going to be bloodshed if I do not get the box. I don't care about you. I don't care about anybody else in here, but I want the box. And he is weapons drawn, ready to attack. But not this round.
Hey,
And let me see this.
noticing our buddy's not on the combat tracker.
Who's not on the combat tracker?
Knight.
Yeah, don't worry about him.
Okay.
I'll drag him over there when the combat starts.
Yeah, he is actually on the
see
combat
Knight.
tracker.
I see Knight.
Oh, you do see him? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he is there.
There he is. Yeah, he's right.
Do you guys see the hit point totals?
No.
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 Okay.
No, so it's healthy.
So far, everyone's healthy, though.
Yep.
Thumbs up.
All right. So this guy opens the door.
That's maybe Hills Farm's not so bad after all.
The hell's my tower?
Probably hidden under the maps.
Yeah, probably.
Yep.
Man, I really wish I would have had my new monitor here. I'm trying to do everything on a single monitor instead of like a.
I know.
Supposed to have my new one here by now, but it was on back order. It's out of stock. Huh. All right, my dice tower's apparently not here. It's nowhere to be found. Oh well. Okay, so I'm just going to assume he succeeds. I'll theater remind this myself. And kicking open the door. Okay, and I'll worry about that later.
Might be able to see it if you maximize the map, then it'll go to the background. And the tower
I dragged the map all the way off and closed all the windows, and I couldn't find the damn thing.
Oh,
Maybe I have it turned off or something.
yeah.
So this guy goes on a dead sprint. And he goes out the door too and heads this way. This one runs this way. Dead sprint down the corridor, out of sight to most of you. And what's this guy do? All right, this guy busts open the window here and climbs through.
How's he do on that? Does he take any damage? Like,
I mean, he is kind of in armor.
Okay.
Little
rake his
old-fashioned medieval glass isn't going to really hurt somebody clad in mail.
Nice try, Malik.
Well, in case I wanted to toll the dead, right? I was like, do I get to? All right. Well, yeah, we are under instructions, so I think it's time for me to sprint. 5, 10. I'm kind of using the parquet floors. 15, 20, and then I want to kind of see because I think you got to approve that move, and I can see where I'm at.
There you go.
All right, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. I can keep going.
Yep, keep going as far as you want to go.
Okay, we'll go there.
You can see Prayton standing way off in the forest trail, and
running by, I'm like, what are y'all doing? Come on, guys.
And
yeah, that's a
yeah, what you see is what you see.
Yep.
Just gonna say it that way. All right, Vapor.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm gonna keep moving towards the path, following Prayton. I've got a new story for you.
Oh yeah, we all live.
We're making some memories here.
That's right. Hey, Mike, DM, just throw a roll in the chat real quick. I think you might have it where the tower's automatic.
Oh,
just throw a dice and yeah.
Yep.
So you got GM rolls turned off.
That's what I did. Okay, so all right, perfect.
So
that's
you can
fine.
do that. Yeah. If you turn them on, then you have the option of using the tower when you want to.
All right.
Otherwise it shows.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
It's fine. Perfect.
Okay, so that's my move.
All right. So this guy. Let me see. He has no clue. All right. This guy. All right. This guy is just kind of chilling. And then night. Captain Ryburn. You do not belong here. You're violating the peace agreement. There's going to be many lives lost and bloodshed, and open war if you continue upon this action. This is your last warning. I'm telling you now, stand down. You are not going to like the consequences if you continue. And this one kind of pulls out a heavy crossbow and steps over here and looks like he's taking aim on the bard.
Damn.
And then the bard over here.
He's going to shoot the musician.
So the bard, he's actually acting next. I don't have him on the combat tracker for you to see, but he's actually acting next. And he begins to cast a spell, and instead of let me see. The only one that can really see this is Kale. So Kale, you kind of notice as you're training your bow around the room that the one bard suddenly becomes 4 bards.
It's a full band.
Kale,
Yeah.
you're all alone. The rest of the people that you've been with are beating feet at the advice of Knight.
Okay, and I'll can do the same then.
Okay.
I'll get that far and take a look around. That's the door to the north there.
Yep, the open door. It's what you would guess is where everybody went.
Okay, so that's my regular movement there. Oh, I'm hung on the wall there.
I'll fix you. I think right there's where you wanted to go.
Okay, so then I'll dash then.
Alrighty.
Cook will be like, keep going, keep going.
Wow, he's fast.
Alrighty. You can
Okay,
go ahead
that's
and.
it there.
Yep.
All right. Cook is going to back up. He's not going to run. He's actually going to kind of have his head on a swivel, but he's going to place himself in front of Malik and kind of be the choke point, so to speak.
All right. Is that all you're moving?
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty.
Just in case somebody comes out after us, he'll be the point of contact.
One second. Let me just check my notes here for something. Cuck and Malik.
Cook is going to ask the I assume it's a halfling. He's going to say, "Little Master, would you please shut the door?"
I think he's busy running.
He might be. If he's not there, that's fine.
I'm going to whisper in Cook's ear.
So those of you that were prompted.
Okay. I also have something to say to Cook. And I'm going to whisper it into your ear. So, yeah.
Malik, you hear a loud dwarven yell. You goddamn Zentarum! Get your asses out of my bar before I split your heads with my axe! And you guys can't see this, but yeah. That's what you
I
hear.
hear a booming voice, but it's somewhere in the bar. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what you hear. Everybody else kind of, what are you asking me? Oh, you're asking him.
Yep.
Never mind.
Just saying, hey, look over there. I point. So there's one of them over there. Nope, there's 2 of them over there. All right.
Okay, this guy. This.
Come on around the corner.
All right, so we are
Cook.
on back to Cook.
Okay.
Cook or Cuck?
Cook.
Cook.
Knight said we should leave. Let's go.
Okay, take off. I'll right behind you. I'll probably pass it.
And I'm off the map, but I'll go my dash.
Okay. Let me take a look at this real quick just to see if anybody's going to have the initiative to get a parting shot on you guys before you disappear down the trail.
Okay.
Nope. You guys are all good. Okay.
We hightail it.
Yep. You guys are out. And give me 1 second here.
It's tough to run from a battle.
Yeah.
Cook's running towards
Maybe
gold
not that
pieces.
one, though.
Yeah, it is tough. But, you
I
know,
don't think that was our fight.
Well, we were under orders.
Yep.
And there seemed to be a lot of leaders in that group.
you guys see that?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Did this poor thing and ran away from
You're-
overwhelming odds. Yeah.
You aren't a bunch of idiots,
That's great.
comma. Put in there this time.
Yeah,
That's
comma
hilarious.
this time. All right, hold on. Let me make sure. Let me make sure this gets to where it needs to go.
That's good.
Maybe we'll learn how it turned out later on.
There you go.
All right.
Nice.
Okay.
Sweet.
Okay. All right. So, well, that's good. I didn't have to do my alternate path here of where you guys got captured after getting the crap kicked out of you.
Yeah.
Or re-rolls for everyone's characters.
Yeah.
Right?
I wasn't going to do that on session 1, but there was going to be a prison escape from a prison wagon.
Oh, very good.
I do have a nice map for that. I'm kind of disappointed I didn't get to use it.
You can always use
Hey,
that.
you always can use it.
Yeah.
All right.
Becomes a slave caravan. We have to help.
Well, the moment that we stop and everybody's huffing and puffing and taking a breath, I'm going to go ahead and cast Mage Armor on myself.
Yep, go for it. Go ahead, add the effect to yourself. Let's see, how do I...
add that on in the bar? Let's see.
How do you do what, Mike?
Is there a way to clear all the NPCs off the combat track, or do I have to do it one at a time?
No, go to menu and right click and hit delete, and it'll ask you to delete only foes.
Oh, awesome. Perfect.
Very good.
Awesome. Thank
There
you.
go.
I hope Knight lived. He was a good kitty.
I think Knight's a little bit more than we anticipate, so I think he can hold his own.
Well, I mean, you
Especially
did
with a
kind of
dwarf yelling in there too, and a bard activating.
Yeah, you did kind of gather that Knight is the basically the second in command of the harpers for the entire region. So he's probably not level 1.
That woman too went to get some reinforcements, didn't she?
Yes, she went to the House of the Harp is where she said she was going. And that was in some of the lore that I copied into you guys. Basically, the House of the Harp, just to give you a summary, is the basically Elven Tree is a known harper stronghold. The House of the Harp is their base inside of Elven Tree, and it is where they do a lot of regional operations out of. So you can venture to say there's a good fair amount of reinforcements there if she made it.
Yeah, I think they're going to be fine.
And we couldn't have asked for better cover. Now is the time to take off into the woods and put some distance between ourselves and Elventree while everybody's focused on the fight.
Exactly.
And as far as they know, we were just like townsfolk running out of the way from the fight,
like everybody else,
Right.
going out, kicking down doors and going out the windows.
Yeah, we didn't do anything that was, obvious that would trigger them to think we were anything more than just trying to get away from a fight.
Right. So the keys out of that, probably the conversation that you heard, is that there was a pretty large risk of some sort of a peace agreement being violated.
Mm-hmm.
But it was important enough to the Zentarum Captain Ryburn there that whatever box he was looking for was found. It was more important than the peace agreement to him.
Yeah.
So it is dark. You can follow the map and the trail that was marked out on it. The game trails are annotated in it. What's in the box? I mean, what box? Who knows? But anyways, you can follow that and kind of it kind of wraps around from where you are through the forest and cuts kind of across the main road into Elventree quickly. You don't really see anybody on the road as you do it. And then it's straight into the dark woods from there.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So it is, like I said, it's probably 9 or 10 o'clock at night. And you have Zentarum hot on your trail. So what are you going to be doing? At least maybe they're hot on your trail. You definitely saw them behind you coming around the side of the buildings.
I seem to recall that there were a lot of humans amongst them. Could that be true? So it's like, we have an advantage, guys. We can all see in the dark better than they can. We should just travel by night.
Get some headroom here. Get ahead of them.
Yeah, let's make tracks.
Yeah.
Okay. So you kind of move for an hour. So that would put us at 10 or 11 o'clock to get some distance away from the tavern into the Darkwood. Remembering what I told you about the Darkwood. I don't know, I'm just going to pick somebody at random here. Can Cuck roll me a D20 in the tower?
Sure.
Cool. Is this our...
Actually, I'm sorry, not a D20. My table's percentile dice. Roll percentile dice, please.
Okay.
I don't know why I said D20. Force a habit.
All right.
Do we need a marching order?
Yeah.
Probably.
Please establish a marching order. On the party sheet.
Perfect. All right. So party sheet. Common. Order.
Kale, do we want Kale to go first since he's the ranger? Yeah. Let's go. Us two. Yeah, I agree with that.
Ooh, I like it. Right in the middle.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Yeah,
a 2-1-2.
Like swing out easily to front or back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nice.
So I can drag this onto a map, can I?
Yes.
Do I have to drag if somebody's on that center token where you're supposed to drag from? Does it cause a problem?
No, that's what'll center on the map.
Oh, I see. Okay, so
below.
Do I grab the arrow or what do I do here?
It's on the bottom. Those buttons.
Okay, drag the green thing. I see it. All right, perfect. Awesome. Okay, anyways, so
should we center ourselves on the central box? Or are we good?
I mean we're off
that's fine.
Good.
Echelon is okay.
Okay, you can continue moving into the how long do you want to keep moving into the forest at night?
I say we should go till dawn and then should we camp by day and move by night?
That's an option.
Yeah.
I think that'd be my vote.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Take advantage.
Well,
all right.
an hour or two we're traveling at night. Are we hearing anything else kind of in the woods here, or?
You know what? Yes, that's a good question. So let me do this.
And is this game trail? Is this like a single person wide, or can we get two across?
It varies. So,
Okay.
like it's a game trail. Sometimes it'll be single person wide,
Right,
but
okay.
if they're depending on how much brush is around it, You know, sometimes you can
Yeah.
go 2 or 3 wide. Sometimes it's wider. Sometimes it's not.
Okay.
It's
So
just not a.
if it goes to single, then I will fall in behind Kale. Kale. And I don't know what Prayton and
Yeah, no,
I'll have you. If we go into a single formation, I'll have you guys adjust it
Fair
before
enough.
I drag you onto the map.
Okay.
Just remind me. I mean, if I forget.
Okay.
All right. So you should get a skill check right here.
Alrighty. I'm like, the only thing I regret about traveling by night, I'll whisper to the others, is I won't be able to collect any herbs. Oh well. I'm sure there'll be a chance at dawn.
Wow, you guys all rolled crappy except for one person.
Let's put dark out. No.
Like 3, 2, 1, 4.
Yeah, that's about par for the course.
That's bound to happen.
That was awesome.
Who rolled well? I guess we can find out.
We're going to find out.
Maybe we get jumped by orcs or whatever they are. All right. I'm gonna stop and tap the person behind me and in front of me and say, stop. Stop. And then I will whisper in the ear of Vapor and of Cook. I say, look, there's dogs and yelling in the distance. Is it behind us or in front of us?
It's definitely behind you.
They're using dogs. They're tracking us. That's is that what I'm assuming? I mean, that's what dawned on me. So I'm thinking they've got hounds. Are they like bloodhounds? Are they trailing us? Yells and sounds.
What would that be? An insight check? You know what?
Mm-hmm.
Let me look at your character sheet real quick.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you know what the hell a dog is.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm just thinking it's they're tracking us and they're using dogs to track.
It's the brain of hounds. They definitely sound like dogs.
Yeah. Okay. They're not wolves. They're dogs. I hear. So I could roll you an insight if you like, but I think we're being tracked, and that's what I'm going to.
I mean, if you want to figure out how far away they are, they're behind you. They're off in the distance. It's kind of echoing through the forest, and there's kind of a mist starting to settle in, which that carries the sound even further. But you would guess that they're what have you guys been traveling for a couple of hours now? They're probably about a mile behind you.
Do we set up an ambush and get them while it's dark? There's a mist. We know they're coming. Or do you want to just run?
Let's keep going and see if we can lose them. Does anybody have anything that can cover our tracks or scent?
Kale, you got any tricks?
The only thing I get is a proficiency with my stealth.
I think covering your tracks would probably be survival.
Yeah.
Kind of like, because it's tracking, so this is sort of underneath the tracking thing. So if you want to roll your tracking skill in the tower, or sorry, your survival skill in the tower. Duly noted. Okay, so
say we keep going, and
and actually,
if
they're tracking us, they're down the game trail, and we haven't gone off it, so they can also assume just follow the game trail too, right?
Perhaps, but I mean, what if Kale's a ranger? I'm just assuming. I'm assuming that if he's covering the tracks, he's probably trying to lead a lost trail off too.
Yeah, that works great.
I mean, that's what I would assume because he's a ranger. He's a forest guy.
Yeah, he knows.
I mean, unless you have a different idea there.
No,
I just have to think to keep moving too. Yeah.
Okay, so
like if I need to, I'll be just away from the fire just for a little bit, back and forth, and that kind of thing.
Take a look at our inventory.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't have anything
We
for scent or
throw
anything.
rations or something off to something to get the dogs off. That would let them know. No,
I don't have anything.
didn't bring any steaks with us or anything.
Mm.
Dried. I got nuts. You dried nuts and stuff like that. Beef jerky, not the kind of stuff I think that would.
Okay, so I guess your ranger did the best he could to conceal and put off a false trail, and you're going to move on. Is this correct?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll keep moving and then see if we can hear if the
Keep an eye.
keep
Keep an
listening.
ear out.
Yeah.
Hey, do you
But
guys
still-
think maybe a patch of oil across the path might throw them off if they smell that and throw off their scent for a bit?
That might.
It might work.
I'm going to try that. I got 5 flasks of oil. I'm going to take a flask or 2, and I'm going to put it across the trail. Maybe if they get into it, they won't be able to track us for a bit from scent. So
Okay.
I'll mark off 2 flasks.
Wonder if there's any herbs that act
So
like.
I'm going to while he's doing that, I'm going to look around and see on this trail if there's any I guess openings is the best way to explain it or describe it. What I'm getting at is if there's a way to get off the trail, maybe 25 yards or something like that, but there's kind of a little opening. What I'm getting at is I was going to take a torch and I was going to stick the torch in the ground and light it, thinking that as they get closer to the area with the torch, they'll think it's a campfire, and they may slow down and try to strategize how they sneak up on us. Basically, just a red herring. So we slow them down a little bit.
It's a game trail. There are other game trails that intersect with this one. There are openings in the forest. There are dense parts. So yeah, as you're moving, you can definitely find a place to where you can kind of move off into the brush 20 or 30 or 50 yards if you want to.
Yeah, I'm going to find a place that's kind of less dense. I'm going to put a torch out there, not to where it lights the forest on fire or anything like that, but I'll scrap out some dirt and get the torch in the ground. I've got a shovel, so I will shovel a hole and stick the torch in there and light the torch and get back to the trail. That way, hopefully they'll see if they're following us, they'll see the light, think we've camped for the night, and we'll continue to go. At least it might buy us another 30 minutes to an hour. Anyway, it's just a delay tactic.
Okay.
Maybe that's the right place to do the oil trick too, right? Because that would.
Are you doing this by yourself?
Unless I'll tell everybody what I'm going to do, and if somebody wants to come with me, that's fine.
Yeah, I can give a hint.
Okay. I'm going to
guy.
request a roll here from you, and you can do it with advantage because you're getting helped.
Okay.
Just because I want to play with my toy.
Sure.
That's the wrong check.
So many things it could be, right?
I don't know if it's survival or nature or what, but
yeah, it's definitely not. It's definitely not a deception check because you're not talking. So I think it's going to be. I think it's survival.
Okay.
Click advantage before you roll perfect.
Oh, very good.
Well, you certainly think like you did a pretty good job.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. It's
it's a ruse. Yeah.
it's a ruse. So
Yeah.
we'll make our way back and keep going.
All right. So why don't you? We'll say you've moved on for another 30 minutes or so. I'm assuming you're trying to listen for the sound of dogs and such, right?
Yes.
All right. So let's do another perception check. I will call for it.
Yeah. Basically,
Yeah,
kind
stop
of.
every 300 yards and listen. I agree. With
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll call for it.
Oh.
Yeah, that's fine. You don't have to re-roll. You can just cancel. But
I did it. I re-rolled. Hope I re-rolled
it
better.
It doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Considering what you rolled both times. So,
No.
Between Malik and Vapor, they seem pretty confident that the sound of the dogs and the yelling have faded away. So you think you've gained some ground on them.
Oh, that's good.
And you no longer hear them.
Okay.
So that said, you've been moving for a while through the woods here. Let's go with Vapor this time. Roll me percentile in the tower, please.
Sure. There's my tower.
Alrighty then. So, as I mentioned earlier, the mist was getting kind of thick in the forest. So, the mist was starting to get thicker in the forest. So, it's getting really thick now. So, I'm going to put this in the chat box and then read it to you. A thick mist has moved in among the ancient twisted trees, the moisture chilling you to the bone despite the relatively warm air. You can barely make out the trail in front of you, making staying on the game path quite difficult. You can hear the faint sound of rustling through the leaves, as if a small animal is moving towards you. Suddenly, on the ground before you, you see a disembodied claw burst out of the ground and turn, palm facing you. You watch in horror as it lowers itself flat onto the forest floor and begins to skitter towards you.
Oh wow!
So
movie The Hand, right?
Right. So this is what you see.
It's like just a part, pun intended, of The Walking Dead. Yeah.
And Dwayne will get a kick out of this.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Is that?
This is actually a mushroom, but it looks like a crawling claw. That's why I thought Dwayne would get a kick out of it.
Cool.
That's right.
That's awesome.
Dwayne's like, that's my garden. Where'd you get that?
Wonder if it's a reishi. They kind of grow like that, the antler.
Wow.
All right. So
I was wondering if it was like mushrooms actually in like a corpse or something, like one of those corpse eating mushrooms that you could actually pay for to be buried in a cardboard coffin with and inoculated with these flesh eating spores.
Wow.
So
yeah.
Yeah, fun stuff. All right. So
the resurrection happens. You come out as a zombie.
Let me see. Let's see if this works right. All right. So from the party sheet, I just turn the facing. And then I just drag over to the square I want you guys in. Oh, look at that.
Beautiful.
Freaking brilliant. I haven't shared the map yet, have I?
No, I know. I know it works great. Do we think this is associated with the mist at all?
How many hexes have we got in, by the way? So no, it's about 7 miles a hex or something like that. That's what I was looking at.
Yeah, We'll
Five on a
we'll get there. I'll answer that later.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
We're deep in it. Go for hours.
I'm just setting up the encounter here.
So it popped out of the path, and where when the mist parted, it started scuttling right toward us. Right.
Yep, sort of.
Yeah, you're gonna hear Malik blurt out. It's like, I had a cousin who saw one of these things.
You can use it to gather the herbs for you.
Because his great axe strapped to his back, he pulls the
Yeah.
maul out from his belt.
Boom.
She was at school, for God's sake, and it groped her. It's like it's actually Glister's sister, Glistra, was at Candlekeep school. If it's what I think it is. Where's Michael Caine?
With me for a second here.
Hey, maybe that's what the box is. It's like from the Addams Family or whatever, where
Yeah, it's thing.
Thing.
yeah, thing. Right? It's like got out
Watch
of
a cousin It come walking out now too. Lurch.
Right.
Whoa.
Yep.
Exactly. All right. So let's start off this way. Turn back on line of sight. I had to turn it off so I could see what the hell I was doing. And
Yeah, it's pretty creepy looking.
Oh, you can see it? Oh, you're looking at the
The hand mushroom.
itself, yeah. So Dwayne, you've probably heard of cordyceps, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Cannibal mushrooms.
so if I have a creature that has blind vision, but so it can see, but it's night out time. I'm not sure. I like when I click on the NPC, I can't see the damn map.
You have to add a token vision to it.
What do you mean?
So if you go into lighting,
Right.
you open up the map, you'll see where you have token lighting. There's little buttons, and then you can click in dark vision or
blind vision.
Oh.
That's such a thing.
I would just give it dark vision so it can see at night.
Probably even better than
So
that,
you can at
really.
least see what's on a map.
Oh, I see. Okay, so token dark vision.
Yeah, because it just
Well, it has blind sight, but yeah, I want to see what's on the map.
yeah dark vision will let you see it. It'll be just as good.
Could just be gray though.
Do you
Actually,
have
it's still
ambient
not.
lighting on?
It's still not working.
Do you have ambient lighting on?
I mean, I have the lighting on. Yes.
Okay.
All right. Well, whatever. Token vision, dark vision.
Yeah, you click on that and then kind of click on the token.
Oh, I have to add it per token?
Yeah.
Oh, crap. That's what. Okay. Yeah, I'll come up with a better way to do that. I'm not going to add that to all these tokens.
Yeah, you would think that they would have that, coded where if something had that, those would already be in there.
You go
Okay.
over to maybe the best way to do it would be to for tonight would be to just go over to ambient lighting and then add the mask for the whole area, and then just create ambient lighting for moonlight, and it'll give you all the black and all the grayed out for the whole map.
Since we've all got dark vision, right?
Yeah.
Or dusk.
Right.
I think I can just.
You can open up the map to see it too.
Yeah.
Keep the lighting on.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and. Share this. And what you see is what you see.
And Cook, you've done something for Cook that I realize I need to figure out how to do, or you put.
Oh, cool.
Nice. I see the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, there's a lot of them. Somebody give me a hand. Please. Whoa.
Oh, whoa.
It's like.
So what you see is what you see.
Creepy.
It is creepy.
All
right.
So
what can you see? Like actually.
You can see 3 hands.
Okay, and what about you, Cuck?
Cook can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hands.
Okay. All right. So, all right, that's expected. All right. So, with that said, we've gone 3 hours, so maybe we should call it a night right here.
Yeah.
Okay. That works.
And I really appreciate you guys helping me through this tonight. I'm
I'm
still learning the DM tools.
It was awesome.
Dude,
Yeah,
I'll tell you what.
Very enjoyable.
Hell of a story so far.
Yeah. Excellent.
The story itself is worth the price of admission.
Yep. Let's give.
And I'm trying to use all DA maps where I can that I'm making. I'm either taking from the community or I'm making myself, just because I like the tool. So we'll see how it goes.
Awesome. Yeah. Really fun night.
Great kickoff, man.
All right.
Yeah,
well,
awesome.
I hope you all had fun, and see you guys next week.
2 weeks?
Yep.
Well, 2 weeks for this game, but
yeah,
I'm in games with all you guys on another night, so I'll see some of you next week at different nights.
Yeah. I'll see some of you guys tomorrow night.
Thanks so much, Mike. That was
definitely tomorrow night. That's right.
Good job,
all right.
guys.
It was awesome.
Yep.
Hey, it was fun. See you
all
guys.
right. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. We're gonna raid. Raid as he's leaving.